Welcome to the Wholeness Architect Factor Series preview. This is with AliNICOLE Wow and the Chief Moundbuilder and also a Fluent Life Architect, Joseph L. Jones Jr. And we have been providing a series that has focused on holistically building yourself anew for health, wealth, and so much more. And the core objective of this series was really about activating the wholeness architect authority from within in order to build from the most accurately aligned holistic success structures really at every new phase of one's journey. And the series covered new core fundamentals, and this was for laying a new foundation in these core areas. And we focused on building of the new self structure for total well-being. And then we focused on building the new health and wealth structures for optimum living. And we focused on building of the new wealth and profit structures for your ultimate success. And then we talked about building on a new foundation of wholeness with evolved and expanded desires. And then we concluded the series by focusing on embodying your wholeness architect factor. And so it's been a really great series. And Joseph and I are really excited to make this training series available to the public. And you actually can learn more about how to access this training along with other great trainings that will help you to continue to build your wholeness structures in every area of life. You'll find information about that below this preview. And so I'm going to bring Joseph forward because I would love for him to provide some commentary about the importance of this training series. And then I'm actually going to ask him to sort of share any special highlights about some specifics. I'll go through each one and ask him what a highlight was for him about that particular training. And then also too, we want to hear from him what excites him the most about making this training available to others, because this has been a very important topic to focus on an area. And that's why we didn't want to just provide a conversational training about it, just one. We wanted to do a conversational training series because we knew that it was going to be important for others to really learn how to build and become the architects of their wholeness experience. So Joseph, thank you so
Yes.
much for doing this series with me. We certainly have had a wonderful time um, facilitating this together.
Well, it's been a wonderful series. And we want people to understand that the goal behind this series is to make sure that individuals are operating from their complete self, their state of
Yes,
wholeness and well being,
yes,
their optimal position, and putting
yes.
forth their best work. That is the
Mm-hmm.
goal behind
Mm-hmm.
this teaching and this training and this ongoing conversation that
Mm-hmm.
is going to continue.
That's right.
Because as we continue to evolve and grow and develop, there are new aspects of ourselves that we come in contact with. There's new
Mm-hmm.
developments, there's new discoveries, there's new things that come about just as a result of traveling in our journey. So
Yes.
we want to make sure that people understand our goal is to bring you to your best place and your best state of wellness and wholeness and
Mm-hmm.
completeness so that everything that you do and everything that comes forth from you is complete and it's not fragmented and you're not operating out of a state of a shell of yourself.
Right. Oh, that was, whew, that was great. Yes, that is the truth. It is about bringing forth that complete divine expression, if you will, for that particular phase, because as you mentioned too, it's ongoing. So before um, we hear about even more of your excitement about this being made available, um, I want to quickly go through the core fundamentals that we provided to lay the foundation. So in one or two words or a phrase or just quickly, however you want to sum it up. We did the training on building the new self-structure for total well-being. What was a highlight for you from that training, or just anything that you want to provide around the importance of building the new structure for total well-being? And then we'll quickly go through the other ones.
Well, the highlight for me starts with the word new, because
Yeah, yeah.
the fact that you're building anew
Hmm.
lets you know that the old has served its purpose.
Yeah.
It's lived out its usefulness. And now it's time for us to build something new, something that's going to take us into the next phase of ourselves, into the next phase of our evolutionary journey. And
Hmm.
we're not just stuck in the ceiling that
Mm,
has been applied by the old self.
right, right. Oh, that was great. Yes, that was perfect. And I can't wait for others to listen to that training and hear your commentary that you provided. That was well stated. So, building of the new health and wealth structures for optimum living, what was the highlight for you, or something even in the present you want to just quickly share about that?
Well, I wanted to share that your wealth is very much based on your health,
Hmm.
and the wealth of your health is imperative. So the two work hand in hand and they are together. That's the most important thing. But if you are not in your best state of wellness, you will not experience your best wealthiness.
That's right. No, right. You can't experience optimum living, right? If the health and wellness factor, which we do talk about the different vibrations, countenance of those words, and states, I should say. And so, yeah, that was great. So the building of the new wealth and profit structures for your ultimate success, what was a highlight for you, or just something you would like to share now?
The highlight for me with that series was the emphasis on the word profit and the emphasis on the meaning of profits from a
Yes.
biblical perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and how those two work hand in hand. That
Yes.
was a
Yes.
highlight for me,
Oh, nice.
because
Yes.
their messages, profits are how or what you receive, what's
Right.
added to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the prophets of the Bible did. They added something to you. So I'm not going through
Yes.
the series right now, but that was a
Mm-hmm.
highlight because it really tied together how those two work hand in hand.
Yes, it did. Thank you. That was brilliant. And I loved how we metaphorically played off of that in our commentary conversation together. Okay, so quickly, um, a new foundation of wholeness with evolved and expanded desires. What was a highlight for you, or just something you want to share around that?
The focus on what is our best desires to come forth and to realize, as opposed to focusing on the momentary desires. That was
Hmm.
key,
Hmm.
because a lot of times when we talk about desires, desires can take you a whole bunch of places,
Oh,
but you really
absolutely.
have to have your laser point focus
Yes,
on
you
what
do.
desires you want to embody at the
Right,
end of your journey.
right. Indeed, indeed. And then we concluded with embodying your wholeness architect factor. So anything you want to share quickly from that?
Well, for me, that's the Hotep scenario,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
where you
mm-hmm.
become the complete architect and the complete master and designer of
Yes,
your life.
yes.
And that's important right now because we get to establish what our new life will be. We get to write
Right.
the blueprint, we get to design it, and we get to embody it. So
Absolutely.
that's the jewel with that.
Yes, definitely. Well, that was great. I loved how you shared your jewels and from the treasure chest, those nuggets and gems there. So, in conclusion to this preview, um, definitely want to hear what excites you the most about now making this training available. And I just want to say before you close us out, I want to reiterate again that there'll be information below this preview where you can learn how you can access the training, and also information about Joseph and I. And Joseph, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this training with me. We've done several trainings together, but this definitely was one that we wanted to bring forth because it was much needed. And so definitely share your excitement about this being made available to others now. And then any final closing words that you have to conclude us here.
Well, first of all, it's been an absolute joy and a privilege to do this training with you, as well as all of the previous works that we've done together.
Oh, thank
Your
you.
wealth of wisdom is well received and
Oh,
well
thank
known
you.
by so many. And even more will be exposed to it as a result of this work. I guess that's probably the most exciting thing about it.
Oh, thank you.
But the other thing is, it's putting the tools in the hands of people that they need to change their lives.
Yes.
And these tools are essential for right now as well as moving forward. We now have access to something that we can tangibly get engaged in that will
Yes.
produce real results in this real time.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Yes, it is.
It's not filled with a lot of fluff and other stuff. It's
That's
filled with
right.
concrete information
Perfect.
that you can take and apply and use and really see tangible results. That's exciting. And that's
Absolutely.
something that everyone should get excited about. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess the call to action would be to make sure that you listen to these trainings and go over them. And then you're going to hit those stumbling blocks and those obstacles. Go back to the training and get realigned so that your
Mm.
vision is still clearly in focus, and continue to go step by step until you arrive at your desired goal.